everyone, Elvis X here, welcoming you back to Dubster Live, a series where we take a look at something's English dub and let you know how it all lines up. And today, as you can tell by the title, we are covering Vampire in the Garden. Which, if you're watching it, it's alright. But what is Vampire in the Garden? Well, Vampire in the Garden was an anime created by Wit Studio, the people behind the first couple of seasons of Attack on Titan, Seraph of the End, Vampire Reign, let's go with the motif, and they're helping out with Spy Family. It was announced by Netflix in March of 2019, set to air in 2021, but was delayed due to COVID until 2022. And it would air with 5 episodes. What is it about, you might ask? Well, it's, of course, a wit anime, so you'd expect some sort of post-apocalyptic thing. So it follows a war between humans and vampires. Much like Seraph, actually, now that I think about it. And, yeah, it's stated that vampires just appeared at some point in the future. It's not really clear on that. But either way, vampires, of course, drove humanity to the brink. And now humanity has outlawed anything regarding vampiric culture. Including music. That's going to be important, trust me. Because music can alert vampires due to their super hearing, as well as the fact that it's a big part of vampiric culture. And all of that is outlawed. So, no music allowed. That sounds like a terrible world to live in. Anyway, we follow 2 protagonists. One on either side of the spectrum. One human and one vampire. So first we'll introduce the human one. Momo. Momo is trained to be a vampire hunter. Or a soldier, whatever you want to call it. Her mother just so happens to be the general commanding all of the humans as well. We'll come back to her later. But yeah, so Momo, on a mission one day to exterminate vampires with her squad, comes across a vampire child listening to a music box. Now, obviously, Momo doesn't want to shoot a child, and is also entranced by the music, since she's never heard music before, finding it very beautiful. However, though, the child feels threatened, naturally, since there's people with guns there, etc., so it takes a super soldier vampiric drug that turns it into a monster, and could have wiped out Momo's entire squad because of her naivete, as it were. Either way, Momo finds a way to get the music box and bring it home without people knowing. And, yeah. She's also confused as to the whole thing and is wondering, what is this all for? All this war. It's sad. Because, you know, it is sad, right? No one likes war. Now over on the other side, though, as we see Momo's trying to find her place and figure out what to do, we have the vampire queen, Fine, who has no interest in the war either and has completely sworn off drinking blood. And, yeah, it's revealed that it's due to her losing someone close to her. Like, it's pretty easy to surmise that. As you see her trying to get over her grief by using substitutes, like dancing with a bunch of random chicks to get over the person that was close to her. And she's just trying to have fun while she can, and all of that stuff. She's even chastised for it by other vampires. Again, other characters we'll get to in a bit. But, yeah. She, too, is tired of the whole warring faction. So I think you all could see what this is going for here, if you haven't figured it out already. Fast forward a little bit, and the vampires attack the humans' main city, where Momo and company live. Central City. Anytime I hear the word central used as a locale, I'm going to think FMA. Sorry. I can't help it. But yeah, it's a city surrounded by walls of light to keep the vamps away. Anyway, during the attack, Momo, of course, is found by Queen Fine, who also is reluctantly here. Queen Fine finds Momo humming the music box tune. It's like, where did you learn that song? And Momo's like, and they end up running away together to see if they can find what is known as Eden, a place where vampires and humans can live together in harmony. And that's the basic setup. Again, I obviously cut out some stuff, but you get the idea. The thing is that everywhere they go when searching, they're hunted by both vamps and humans alike, since Momo is the general's daughter, and Fine is literally the queen of the vamps. So, yeah, they're both kind of important people. They're not no randos in this world, as it were. But, yeah. As far as the Shakespearean comparison, I mean, you got star-crossed people on warring factions that don't want to take any part in the war. I think it works for a setup. Definitely pretty interesting. And Momo and Fine, I do feel, develop as characters in the short time that they are given across the 5 episodes. You see in the beginning, Momo doesn't trust Fine at all. When Fine offers her food, Momo thinks, oh, you just want to fatten me up so you can eat me, you monster, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah. Before Momo eventually learns she has to become more confident since she wasn't sure of herself in the beginning either, and stand up for herself, etc. And Fine, you see, who was confident in the beginning, starts slowly finding, I guess, chinks in her confidence as it goes on. And it's solid. Solid. I really like it. There were 2 good characters. But that's the plot setup out of the way. Let's get to everything else. The animation, it's studio wit. I don't think I need to say anything. I did hear people bitch about the CGI cars and vehicles, but I can't see that since my eyes are not so good. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, nothing really to add. But now, let's get to the soundtrack, since that is a big motif of this thing. After all, Momo and Fine do first bond over their love of music. So, the composer is Yoshihiro Ike, who did Blood the Last Vampire, funnily enough, and Tiger and Bunny. But the one track I want to highlight from this anime is, I think it's called, pronounced Oshira Nocturna, which is the main theme of the series. Momo even would sing it, but the singing isn't dubbed, unfortunately. Either way, it's a very beautiful piece. The music for the show all around, I think, is pretty solid. And, yeah. Everyone loves music, right? But let's get to the reason you're all here. The reason this is called Dubster Dive. First, this was dubbed out of Studio and YAB Post, people behind Kotaro Lives Alone, and the good Berserk animes. With ADR director being Francesca Colo, who did Gundam, Kukuru's Stone Island, and LBX Girls, 2 anime I've never seen. And the second ADR director being Kyle McCarley, who did Great Pretender and Shin Megami Tensei 5. The script would also be done by Kyle McCarley. And I didn't notice any fuckery with the script personally, but could have overlooked something, to be fair, but I didn't notice anything, like I said. Now, as far as our main characters go, we have Momo, voiced by Xanthi Huyn, who's Haru from Persona 5, Tokina from Licorice Recoil, and Yuki from The Testament of Sister New Devil Season 1. Yuki was one of the best girls in that series. But, I think she does fine. She would actually apparently tweet out that, thanking the staff for working with her, even though she was having medical issues at the time? I wasn't able to find much more on this, but there were a couple of her screams, I guess, that sounded a little off to me, so maybe she was, sick or something. I don't know. Maybe someone can let me know more on that. But either way, I thought she did fine. When Momo sounds unsure of herself, when she's more confident later on, Xanthi does give it a good shot. After her, we have Vampire Queen Fine, voiced by Larissa Gallagher, who's Barbara in Gundam Kukuru's Stone Island, and Laguna Blue from Monster High, and Sachiko from Tokyo Godfathers. This might have been my first time hearing her, at least that I can remember off the top of my head. And again, I think she did okay. For the most part, I don't got any complaints. Her and Momo do work well playing off each other, her and Xanthi, since they do share the majority of the screen time together, so you would hope so. But, yeah. After her, we have Momo's mother, the General, Nobara. Oh, Nobara? Who's a no-nonsense, basically, I will do whatever it takes to secure humanity, blah, blah, blah. I'm sick of the war, too, but we have to kill the vamps to keep humanity safe. She's voiced by Lipika Shah, who's Officer Jenny in Pokemon Black and White Unova Beyond. It seems like she's only Officer Jenny in that series. If that's true, that's weird. And Isabelle in Great Pretender. And I think she did alright, coming across as the stern, no-nonsense, I guess biatch, or whatever you want to call her. I will say this, the side characters don't get as much as I would like because of the 5-episode runtime. Um, I'll get into that, though, when we get into spoilers. But yeah. After her, we have her brother, or Momo's uncle, Kubo, who's sent out to hunt down the pair. Because they believe Fine kidnapped Momo, while the vampires believe Fine is just acting up. But yeah, so Kubo, Momo's uncle, who very laid-back personality. He's, yeah, you know, man, just go with the flow kind of guy. I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. But yeah, he's voiced by Connor Fogarty, who's or Soe, however you pronounce that, from Oku the Inner Chambers, and Wesker in the Resident Evil crossover for Dead by Daylight. I actually like this dude. I think he did a solid job, you know? And when shit gets real, when he has to fight, he does get serious, and he's like, oh, now we're talking, and you can tell he's just having a good time. After him, we have our last main character, Allegro, who's Fine's childhood friend, and yeah, he's tasked with basically trying to protect her, etc. And he's tracking them down too, because again, he wants to get Fine back. And yeah, he calls humans warmies. Oh, I didn't mention that. Yeah, humans are called warmies and warm ones, but yeah, he calls them warmies. He's voiced by Paul Castro Jr., who's Ryota from the first Slam Dunk, and the Dragon Key from Bell. And I think he does alright. You can tell, like, when he's trying, he really does care for his friend Fine. I ain't got any complaints. The last couple I'll go over is Kaede, who's Kubo's right-hand man, even though she's a woman. But yeah, right-hand officer, voiced by Anyako Nobara from Jujutsu Kaisen, and A from Genshin Impact. And for what little lines she does get, she's good. She's also double-casted a lot as a bunch of ad voices. Only a couple of one-off characters left I want to go over. Next we have Alicia, voiced by Cassandra Lee Morris, Morgana from Persona 5, and Tiger from Toradora. She's a vampire they run across in Episode 4, who is basically running a thing where vamps and humans are together in this small village. Again, I'll get more into that in the spoiler talk, because I do have a few things to say on that. But overall, I think she did okay. The last one to mention is Mulana, Momo's friend, who doesn't make it past step 1, let's just say. She's voiced by Megan Harvey, who's Hanabi from Scarlet Nexus, and Yuko from Liz and the Bluebird. Yeah, she's the one that actually does sneak the music box back for Momo and says, here, you know, if, it's yours, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you know, that was nice of her. She's basically set up to help along Momo's motivation. But yeah, those are all the major characters. That's really it. I guess there's also Arya, who was the person very close with Fine from the past, that Fine's trying to, again, get the past back. She's also voiced by Xanthi Huynh, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing no matter what language you're in. Because Fine would even make a comment saying, your face and voice remind me so much of her, so... Is it double casting dumb? Yeah, but I don't think they did. They had to do it, basically. It's plot-centric, if that makes sense. But yeah, since Fine's whole motivation, again, she's using Momo as a substitute, as we discussed, to try replicating blah blah blah. Which Allegro does give her shit for, saying that the past is done. You need to drink blood or it's not going to go well for you. As far as ad voice recycling, I already mentioned Anyako. Alan Lee's several people. Connor is several people, even though he's also Kubo, one of the main characters. Yeah, for 5 episodes, they did double cast a decent amount, which I thought was fucking stupid. But hey, Joe Achman was here. You know, Hachi, or Barrier Man from Bleach. That was a nice thing, I guess. I don't hear him much in shows. Now, the last thing I'll mention before getting into spoilers, I guess, is there's a filter that happens that I thought was really cool. When the vampires get really hungry, or when they use the super soldier drug, as I call it. You know, they got the weird demon filter on. Because, yeah, there's a scene where Fine, again, she swore off blood, but she does start starving in one moment, and she has that filter on, and, oh no, nice touch. But yeah. Should you watch this anime before I get into spoilers? I could think of worse ways to kill a couple of hours. Honestly, my issue is I just wish it was a little longer. It could have been an extra episode or two and it would have been perfectly fine. They constantly tell you so much about this world and you want to know more, but yeah, not enough is really shown in my opinion. As I said, Fine and Momo get a lot of screen time and it works for them, but the side characters, they get a little depth, but you just want it to be more. It feels like this was meant to be a movie that they just chopped up into 5 episodes. That's my guess, at least. Especially since it clocks in at barely over 2 hours if you put all 5 episodes together. But yeah, it was okay. I recommend it. Now for spoilers, since I got to get into what I thought were really good scenes and dubbed scenes and all that stuff, so you've been warned. Firstly, the best dubbed scene, easily, by far, is the final scene with Fine and Momo. Again, the Shakespearean tragedy of it all. You knew this was never going to work out with them. And Fine's death scene, Xanthi's crying, I thought was solid. Everything was on point. It was a really good dub scene, and, you know, it could get to some people, I feel. It didn't get to me, though. It didn't get me at all. Okay, maybe a bit. But either way, I thought it was a really solid scene. Followed up by Nobara basically threatening to shoot her daughter for being a traitor. As for this whole series, she was preaching about how traitors should be punished, even if it's her own daughter. But she's unable to do it, as Momo is more confident in herself and walks off saying, I'm going to live my life the way I want to, as she leaves her mother alone. Proving that, again, Nobara, or the general, does have depth to her too, but you just wish it was explored more. Same with Allegro. Allegro talks about being childhood friends with Fine and how they used to do stuff together, but you don't really see much of it. That's why I'm saying, like, we could have had one episode, just one 25-minute ep, that was a flashback episode showing everything. Even Kubo makes a comment about how he helped raise Momo in the past, but she doesn't remember him because of how young she was. So, yeah. That's really it. Overall, it's nitpicks, I guess you could say. I still thought this show was still a fun watch. And I think if you like or watch it, you'll like it. But that is going to do it for this one. What's up next? I don't know. MVP of the dub? Well, it's got to be the two mains. Gallagher and Xanthi. I think they did pretty good and played well off each other. But is this their best work? For Xanthi, I think I've heard her in better stuff, but that's not saying this one was bad or anything. Again, especially that scene at the very end. The dub, much like the show, was alright. I didn't hate it, but I was hoping it was a little more from it, if that makes sense. Anyways, thanks again so much for watching, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this one, and let me know your thoughts on this anime, and if you liked it, etc. I thought it was okay. I can't say that enough. The themes of it, I liked. You know, the whole of them searching for Eden. Oh, I didn't even mention that real quick. Okay, before I get out of here. Yeah. So, Alicia, the Cassandra Morris vampire who runs Eden. I just want to go over this real quick. So, they call it Eden. It's a village they come across where vamps and humans are living together. This is another thing that's hurt by the short length. They find out within, like, the first 3 minutes of being there that this place, there's something off about it. And, you know, unsettlingness behind the scenes, as it were. This feels like something that could have been stretched out for like a good episode or two, instead of being crammed into 20 minutes and wrapped up. Alicia even seems like she takes a liking to Momo and been like, I want to be your friend forever. And it's like, you've known her for a few minutes. Yeah, they try saying one line saying Alicia's never had a friend around her own age before, but it's like, okay. It still feels like you've only known her for very little time at this point. I don't know. But yeah. As I stated, that's my one thing. This should have been just 1 or 2 more eps longer. That's it. It didn't need to be like a full 12 episodes, 24... Oh. Hope I played my case correctly here. I hope you all agree with me, but if not, it's cool. Let me know what you thought down below. And, yeah. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. Until next time, hope you have yourselves a great day, and See you then. But do you think love can bloom even on a battlefield between a vampire and a human? I don't know. You guys decide. Till next time. Have a good day.